Got Conrad on the mic, got Bowers on the keys, got Wayne with the banter, and it's all about me. Midweek Mackems, your weekly dose of chaos. Midweek Mackems, we're back to take the crown. I know it's hard to get along with the league being so strong, but don't you worry now, just sit back and listen to the song. Midweek Mackems, your weekly dose of chaos. Midweek Mackems, we're back to take the crown. Midweek Mackems. Midweek Mackems.
I have got to say I love that production, and I love whichever one of these lads did it, because it definitely wasn't me. Hello, we are here for Midweek Mackems. This is my first attempt at hosting this, so don't worry, by the end of the night you'll be going, bring back Mike, bring back Mike. Bless you. Yeah, Mike's let us know that he's not going to be on stream tonight, and we've all been told why, but it's obviously not our place to disclose this publicly, unless of course he says it's okay to. But thoughts are with Mike. Don't worry, Mike's physically all right. But we'll move away from that because it's obviously not our business. But yes, obviously we're joined by these two legends, Conrad, of course, from Black Cats TV, and of course Wayne. So we have got, let's see if I've got time, 57 minutes and so how many seconds to count down Wayne's body clock so he has to go to bed. Yeah.
Exactly, like a little reminder right in our line, isn't it?
Hang on, I still got a stopwatch. I got a stopwatch till 10 o'clock. And just go, right, set it till time until 10 and then it counts down like 57 minutes and 33 seconds or something, just to be even more specific. But how are you two legends doing?
Yeah, I'm good. As you can tell, I'm not in my usual location. I'm currently in Malta on my jollies. I've got my Sisk Maltese lager.
Good place, Malta. I went there. You went there year before last. It's really nice.
It's lovely. Aye, very, very nice. Very, very picturesque and nice and chilled out.
And what about you, Conrad? How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right. Obviously, we just want to make sure everything's all right with Mike and his situation as well. But he might join us in the comments later on, he said, as well. So that's where he is at the moment. And I think as well, we can say this, he became a granddad for the second time.
Yes.
Well.
Congratulations, Mike.
Which he only became a granddad for the first time, like last week. So that was like just one every week, just adding to the number of it. Saturday I was really good. Sunday I was less good because, as I told you in the group, my laptop decided to cave in and not work anymore. So I had to drop 700 quid on a new one. So just as a little promotion, the super chat is open.
Yeah,
sort of top me back up, please, God. No, but apart from that, mate, all good. How are you?
I'm not doing too bad. Been a bit burnt out with life a bit recently, but in general, I'm not doing too bad. And certainly compared to Mike, I can't complain really. But yes, and as far as Sunderland support and life goes, I don't think I've ever seen it better than this. In fact, I don't think any of us have seen it better than this. No. But yes, so and I've got the one thing I will say about Mike that he did say that I can say he definitely got wrong. Oh, we're going to get 7 points from Chelsea and Arsenal. Well, we only got 5, mate. But I think it's safe to say that unless, of course, you're Mike and you think we're going to be qualifying for the Champions League, I think most of us before, if we'd said 5 points from those 3 games, I think you would have been pretty happy with that. So we'll get to it. But we'll start with you, Wayne. So obviously Sunderland 2, Arsenal 2. And I'll get onto my experiences. In fact, before I talk about it, I'll quickly talk through my experience of the Saturday's game because it's quite different. So for those who don't know, I have an auntie and 2 cousins, one who turned 21 on Friday and one who turned 14 on Monday. They live in Sale, which is on the outskirts of Manchester. So basically, it's a tradition that every year I go over to see them. Unfortunately, that meant I missed the game. Well, as in missed being at the game when my friend took my ticket instead. But I did get to watch most of it. But we went into a hockey club because they all have hockey as a passion for theirs. Went in there, and the game was on for 10 minutes, and then they changed it over to the effing rugby.
No,
I was not happy. I was going, are you fucking joking me? I am not watching rugby when the mightiest red and white Wizards are playing Arsenal. Not a chance. So I had to go to another pub, and that wasn't showing it either, the Sunderland game. Then I had to go across the canal to another pub, and so I think I missed probably about nearly 20 minutes just searching for somewhere to watch it. I caught the first 10 minutes, missed the next 20, and then caught the rest of it. But from what I was going to say was from on the TV, from what I did see, the atmosphere looked absolutely amazing. So sorry, Wayne, take it away. Thoughts on Saturday?
Yeah, the atmosphere was absolutely jumping. I'm like the whole game. I've never known like it. Even the playoff semi-final was kind of a bit of a comparison, but just it was like another level. I thought the Arsenal game, everybody was singing the whole way through. Everybody was right behind the team. We said that we had to try and make them a 12th man, didn't we? Make us a 12th man, and that was the case. And the first half was absolutely tremendous, wasn't it? Absolutely tremendous. The way we started the game, the way we kind of pressed them high, matched them in the faces, and when we took the lead, the roof come off. Absolute roof came off the stadium, and it just happened to be Dan Ballard, man himself, being a rock so far this season, but to get that goal as well, just top the first half off. So, it's probably one of the best games I've seen live at the Stadium Light in my lifetime. Honestly, it was that good.
I'm not surprised. It looked, like I said, on the TV, it looked absolutely amazing, crazy, and absolutely epic. Before I ask Conrad his views on the game, is there anything in there any particular comments that are worth highlighting?
Yeah, we've got.
I mean, there will be some, but which ones are especially worth it?
Oh, we've got a few people. SJ said 21 points to go, and then
absolutely, SJ, you're exactly on my line of thinking, mate.
Brentford already tried to get Labrie, he wasn't interested. Las Palmas Mackems says, evening lads. Richard Waite, happy good evening all. James Bowens, evening everybody. And then Richard Waite said the under-21s are smashing it. James Bowens watched a bit of it, he said that. And then Ian Brown, all right, lads, can't believe Jason Steele is Brighton's number 2. Elliot Copeland, morning from Sydney. I think he's on your one there, Wayne. I saw the comments in that one. Then we get down a bit more. There has been a few questions. Obviously, one asked, where's Mike? But we've said. Steve Chappell said, how many seconds until he plays that Robbie clip? Well, he won't. He won't be playing that tonight.
Well, he won't be. Yeah. Conrad may. Well, actually, yeah, Conrad may very well be today. So
I hate it.
We've lost the clip. It's gone. Yeah,
I've deleted it.
Although the weekend where he scores and we haven't got the clip.
There was a meme, so I'll put that on. You can have that if that's what you want instead. Like, that might do it. I
think Gabriel and David Ray are going to have nightmares about that now.
Yeah, exactly. So how many seconds until he did that one? So probably not tonight. There, we've got a few other questions in, but Tam is asking you, Wayne, what happened to this week's Bridging the Gap? Did Matty's internet develop some sudden faults now that they're? I'm adding this in now that they're really shit.
I think it was a bit of both. So,
ooh, how convenient.
No, the hotel where I was at last night, because when we're away, we kind of stop in different hotels, we travel around. So the hotel where I was yesterday, the Wi-Fi was absolutely bollocks. So I couldn't get the stream. I did put a post out last night on the YouTube channel to say it wouldn't be on. But I don't think Matty was too arsed that we weren't going to be doing it, because it was meant to be on my. It was maybe on my channel as well, so I think he wasn't looking forward to it. So he said, "Oh well, we'll just not do it."
Yeah, a convenient. Oh well, I've got an excuse now. So yeah.
So I was talking about a 3-1 defeat to Nottingham Forest, their first win in the Premier League since opening day.
Yeah. But apart from that, we've got a couple of questions starred up for later on from Mark Reed and Elliot Copeland. But if you want to get your comments in, then we might get to them later on, and I'll read them out there. But of course, the main one being Robbie.
So under 21s, I think they've won 7-1 tonight.
Yeah, I think Sirkin scored as well. Sirkin
Daniel scored as well.
I think Copley said both of them, Sirkin and Daniel, looked a class above everywhere, which you'd expected under 21s. But obviously, I think they must be taking some inspiration from the first team, I'd like to think.
Well, they'll set themselves up for Harrogate Town at home in the FA Cup third round. And that's if Harrogate are still in the FA Cup, because that would make me go really tits up if they've been knocked out already. So this is where Conrad's probably going to check it and go.
You've got to Google this now.
They got that totally wrong. Harrogate got knocked out too.
Probably, maybe at one point. I'm just hoping we got a home draw at the Stadium Light in the third round. So I might try and get a box and take my son to his first game, because I think he'd be a bit overwhelmed sitting in the crowd if it's a bit up. So I thought, well, if we do that as a big group, I can at least then go, there's your tablet sitting there, I'm watching the game.
Well, very quickly on that subject, who would you want in the third round, subject to if they get past the second round?
Do you remember when we played Havant Waterlooville back in like 2005? Someone like that, so that it's almost a guaranteed win, but just so that I can go, look, we scored, see, and he doesn't turn up, and I go,
go Kidderminster Harriers in 20, whatever it was.
Something like that, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what? Even them, and they're not a gimme anymore. You know what we're like in the FA Cup third round? We're always shite.
Wave at Mike, everyone.
Well, I
Wave
mean,
at
Hey, Mike.
Hey there, buddy. But you know what? To be fair, well, what about Gateshead get through their second round? Gateshead at home.
Did we
just
play
get
them a
the
few years
mags.
ago?
I think we did. It'll just be a load of mags turning up, won't it, for
I think
Gateshead?
we did. We did play them at home, didn't we, a few years ago?
Well, I mean, they are obsessed with us, so it wouldn't shock me, to be fair.
It's
But either
true.
way, they can't stand the idea of us being half decent. But anyway, Conrad, I've not asked you yet, so go on then. As someone that's undoubtedly, of course, you would have been at the game. How mint was the atmosphere, the whole day, the build-up, everything?
It was great all week. It had been sort of, Arsenal don't concede. They just don't concede. They don't concede shots.
Apart from when they play Sunderland.
Apart from when they play us. And I was lucky enough, as Ian commented just before, we'll dig it out because I'm self-promoting here. Enjoyed Conrad on AFTV. Yes,
Good,
so I did.
Very good.
I did get to go on
good.
AFTV and talk to them about Sunderland. They've kindly asked me to go on, and it was really nice to actually have them almost sort of take it in what I was saying about them. I got the lineup spot on when I was talking about. I said they wouldn't change it and how we'd play and who would move in, and it felt really good that they were sort of listening, but there was still this little confidence from them of, well, of course you'd expect it because they're doing well in the Champions League, they're doing well in the Premier League, they haven't conceded in so long, that they were like, oh, it's all right, but we'll still win, 2-0 and come up and do this. And I kept saying, I don't think you're going to have it easy. I really don't see it. I've got more faith in this Sunderland team, or this iteration of this Sunderland team, than I've ever had in a team before. In any moment of even Quinn and Phillips' time, I was like, you expect them to do well, but I don't know. This one, I'm like, I know you will do well. In this one, you'll see us right. And then I had a friend of mine at the game with me who I did disclose to Wayne at one point was an Arsenal fan, because I couldn't find another Sunderland fan to go with me. So I said, oh, well, you can come along, but you have to keep quiet. And I did take a picture of me and him after the first goal because he did not look happy. But he sort of went, yay! and sort of went up. But
what was he like come 94th minute?
94th minute, it was a weird one because we weren't because it was at the far end. We weren't sure if it was going to be allowed or not. So we finally had that first bit where I couldn't really celebrate the goal because I thought something's going to turn it off here. And then but the block was a big moment because I was stood up like, yes, and he was a bit like,
well done.
very well done. Very, but no, that first half we came out really well. I thought they didn't really bother us. That Rice had a free kick that Roos saved. I think Eze had one that he bounced into Roos's arms. And apart from that, I thought we were pretty comfortable with what they were offering. Yes, they were doing lots of suffocation and like side to side balls trying to find the space, but Isidore had that sort of snapshot at one point, and gone through there. But then do you remember when I spoke about Villa a few weeks ago and I said, do you remember Alderete and Nordi were just volleying crosses to each other? Again, our two centre-backs up front linking up for the goal. Nordi knocking it down to Ballard, who's underrated first touch, by the way, to knock it back into the path of his right before he smashes it. And because it was in my corner, it went absolutely mental. I'm 35-year-old, and I was stood there going, yes, like just just completely lost in the moment of it all. But if you watch the clips back, you'll see Reynildo running across the entire pitch in this pose just to get over to him and do that. So I don't think I was the only one. And yet that's probably the loudest cheer I've heard since probably the Coventry one. The Coventry one's on a different level just because we knew the game was done at that moment and we'd done it. It felt different to the Coventry atmosphere because the Coventry atmosphere did have a period of uneasiness and worry, whereas even at 2-1 down, and I thought, well, if we lose, it's not great, but I wasn't worried about the loss, if you know what I mean.
It's still Arsenal, isn't it?
It's still Arsenal. We've still done fantastically well so far this season, and it's top of the league, who haven't lost and conceded in however long. And I thought we've given everything for it, and I can't really moan at anything in this sort of this moment. But like Wayne said, the roof absolutely came off when Ballard scored, and I thought we more than deserved the lead. Nordi had a chance to make it 2 almost when he scuffed one,
I remember that.
A bit wide of the post there as well, and I was a bit like, oh man, if we'd have been 2-0 up, what would that have been like? But I thought we more than deserved our lead in that first half because Arsenal didn't really threaten the keeper.
But you could see the quality they've got. Rice, Declan Rice, what a player! What a player!
He's unreal.
Tremendous.
I think I said in my review at the end, I was just like, sometimes you just go, it's a pleasure to watch a player. So like 2 years ago, it was like Jude Bellingham. Every England match I felt I had to watch just because of him. And then he's doing all right still. But watching Rice live, I was like, I don't know how he plays as a 6, an 8, and a 10 all at once. Like it's incredible. And yet underrated his speed, how quickly he gets into people. Like so for their goal, when Enzo comes in to receive it, he's on him within a second and just will not leave him alone until he made that mistake from it as well. It was, Declan Rice is arguably Arsenal's man of the match, but he won't be the man of the match.
And what about at the end when he looked as though he'd slipped for Talbot again through, and he just, I don't know how he got back, how he redeemed himself, but dear me.
It was there was a moment where, like you say, I sort of went and just sort of like this moment of like what could happen, but he recovered it. I mean, there was a long way to go with Talbot running that ball through, and Raya comes off his line quickly, so it would have been lovely to see. But imagine if we'd have just nicked it, like it would have been. But then, as I said to you at half time, I almost don't want Mike to be right that it was 7 points. I was just like, at one point I was like, I'm happy with the draw because we're not at 7 points. Like, shut up, just move on.
How dare you put your own pride ahead of Sunderland AFC?
It's not my own pride. It's Mike's smugness.
Mike's gloating.
Yeah.
So you're almost saying you don't want us to finish in Europe in case that ends up happening? Because
No, I just didn't want.
You'd rather we just finish like 7
points.
but someone else won the cup and we miss out on European.
I just didn't want 7 points. I think it was just because of how prominent in my mind that was there. But if I'd have absolutely taken it. Of course, I would have done if Talbot had gone screaming through. I'd have probably backed Rice to recover though and get back ahead of him. I think I've seen Rice defend a 7v1 at Anfield once when they were all through and get away with it. So it's one of them. But no, first half though, Mike, fantastic. What was it like watching on the soapbox? If you saw, or you missed a bit of the first half, you said, didn't you?
Well, I missed 10 minutes until like 27 minutes, 28 minutes. But bearing in mind there was like music playing quite a bit, so I didn't really hear much of the game. But if that's just what I thought above the game, the only thing I really missed probably of note was the disagreement with was it Shearer and Walcott had about the penalty that Arsenal which for me and Shearer of all people stuck up for us and said, like, look, I agree, so it wasn't a penalty, but that was the only thing of note I really missed. But I think, and yes, Jess, obviously the comment you put up earlier about the strike from Bala, completely agree with that. But from what I saw, I thought Sunderland, apart from I think it was one effort in the 6-yard box they put way over the bar. Apart from that, they didn't do anything. And I think it's more because Sunderland didn't let them do anything. And I was very impressed with how comfortably we kept Arsenal out. And obviously, the slight caveat for me is the fact that they had Odegaard and Havertz and Jesus and Martinelli and Gyökeres all not playing, which I think did help a bit. But even then, you've still got Tubamendi, you've still got Saka, you've still got Trossard, still got Gabriel there, you've still got Raya there. Sorry?
Marino as well.
Marino, exactly. They're no mugs. Obviously, they're not going to be as good as what their main players are, maybe to an extent we did play them at the right time. But that's not Sunderland's problem. And with anything, we were without Alderete and without our club without our club record signing for about a month or so now. So, 2 months now.
Obviously, I put this comment up from John Swinney. The poppy display was awesome, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, it looked great.
One criticism, and Wayne, you might agree with me here. When they started playing Dance of the Night, they went, right, put your boards up now, put them all up. Yeah. And like, oh, great. And it was like, hold them up until the players do the minutes.
Like 10 minutes later.
And I was like,
that knacks your arms, doesn't it?
Like, that's 10 minutes yet. And then, so they did the whole intro, and then they sort of came out, and then they did another bit, and then they did another bit. And it was just like, you could have gone, and also, I like the displays. But when they come out, it feels flat because no one's clapping. Like, and it's just, and the Arsenal fans were doing it as well, which was really nice as well. They had it on, but it felt a bit funny because it was like, hey, and then people just stopped cheering because they're not clapping and they're not doing. If they'd have just gone, and when we go to do the display,
they'll put them up
now, and we'll start just small.
For me, would it not have been better though, just have everyone clap as normal when the players come out, and then during the minute silence, then hold up the display?
Exactly that.
That would have been the most appropriate and respectful thing to do, I would think.
We didn't need to do it in the like we didn't need to hold them up for 15 minutes is what I was trying to say.
Yeah,
It felt like
no,
a long time. Like, but he also mentioned about the all the fuss over the advertising boards.
I know.
It's
Ridiculous,
class.
isn't it?
Well, like we did it. The people are acting like we only did it for Arsenal.
No.
We did it
No, we
against
did it for
Coventry.
in the semis.
We
Yeah.
did it for Brentford as well.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's another game. It might have been Wolves or Villa, but one of them two, I think we did it as well. Because I can tell from where I sit, I'm on the 9th row in the corner, and I can't see the actual like the quarter circle for the corner flag when they move them forward. But when they're back normally, I can see it. So it's quite easy to tell where I am. And I said, oh, they've done this. And my mate went, we don't really have a long throw. And Rice can sort of kind of get it to the box. And I went, well, we do have a long throw in. So we're screwing ourselves over at the same time. Yeah, exactly. So.
But there was them two things were seeming me a load of fuss on. I think Richard Keys has been
Sorry to
saying
interrupt me, but I agree with that comment. Yeah, I think
when Arsenal walked the bar and he did change it. Yeah.
I think Ballard made that heroic block at the end. But yeah, sorry, Wayne, continue, mate.
I am just saying that the two things that have been a lot of fuss over was the Hordens. I've seen Richard Keys was saying, oh, we're endangering players' safety and all that sort of bollocks. And also about the Ballard and the elbow situation. Like, really?
Yeah.
Like, it's been such a hoo-ha over them two things and not on the game.
Well, if you're going to say the hoo-ha about the penalty miss, then where's the hoo-ha with the Michael Keane one for Everton then?
Exactly.
You know?
Well,
exactly.
As we mentioned, Shearer and Walcott. Shearer had it spot on, which is like the defender was there first, and you use your arms for balance. Marino then runs into Ballard. You can't then claim it's a penalty. And Walcott was like, "Oh no, like I think it's a bit."
Yeah, he's ex-Arsenal, though. He's going to say that, isn't he?
That, and you can't have your arms up. And it's like, I agree, Jonathan. Damn fucking Ballard.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. Show's over.
Yeah. Anyone who even thinks that's a penalty, and I mean, I know that all the people who freeze frame it, and you go, well, yeah, his elbow does hit him in the head. But if you actually play the video, he runs into him. Like you can't, it's like the Simpsons when they go, I'm going to do this, and if you get hit, it's your own fault. That sort of bullshit, I think they were just looking for, anything really. I don't think a lot of them were happy that they lost. Not that they lost, they didn't win. Sorry, felt like a loss.
But I've also heard the fans themselves, the Arsenal fans, were being a bit wankers themselves. I think they were causing trouble in the Wee Chief, and after the game, there was one of them getting manhandled by his steward. I saw the clip of that as well.
That was Ty from AFTV. Yeah, I do think the steward overreacted to what he was doing, but I think it was he sort of, I think he was getting antagonised, and he was just going top the league, and the guy just, obviously, as you've seen, picked the smallest target and dragged him out of the way, and sort of,
But it's funny, if they're going top league, mate, you're Arsenal, we're Sunderland. That's not really much of an insult. No,
exactly. But, he got manhandled and moved out of the way anyway, and it was a bit like...
Was it by Daniel George Ballard?
It might have been.
Yeah.
He looked a bit older.
Might well have been.
His dad.
It's hard enough,
Mr. Ballard.
What did you think of the second half, though, Michael?
Yeah, right. Well, obviously the second half, there was a half I did watch the whole of. I felt that the opening half, and to give Arsenal their credit, opening 30 minutes of the second half, they were very good. They dominated us, quite frankly. I think that my one annoyance is that the first goal comes from a mistake. And by the way, I'm not gonna hammer Lafayette obviously too much and say he shouldn't have been. Yeah, honestly, Gary, I wouldn't have ruled that out there because at that point you'd have said Sunderland had to ride out the first 20 minutes. And we were on course for doing that. So it just goes to prove it. But I think, in general, the opening 30 minutes, you've got to just give Arsenal the credit for that. I think the first goal, as annoying as it is, Arsenal did press Enzo really, really well, even though I think Enzo could have just put it out for a throw-in or done something so simple, because that's better than giving them a blatant chance that they scored from. But you got to remember, at 1-1, Zubamendi smacked the crossbar. Saka had a great chance at 1-0 that he should have really scored from the left-hand side. So I felt like Arsenal... If we're gonna skim over the two Arsenal goals, because really we want to talk about the last stoppage time, really.
Can we talk about the Trossard one at least? Because
I was going to say very quickly before I get over the first one. I think the first one is annoying, but I would say that Arsenal definitely were deservedly level when they got it, and then to lead on to the Trossard one, I felt like, and I think there was another effort that I can't remember who had the shot that went, it just literally trickles just right past roofs down to the right hand
Mendy as
post.
well. He hit the bar
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
trickled one
Mendy, okay,
past
but there you go. So when I was watching it in the pub, and there was a couple of people, there was a group of lads in front of me on the table, and one was an Arsenal fan, one was a Man City fan, I think, and watching it, and and I didn't realise there was an Arsenal fan next to me in the ground. So sorry, in the pub. During the match, but I think that when Arsenal did take the lead from Trossard, I think it was deserved at that point. I think they just been constantly peppering us and peppering our goal and putting us under a lot of pressure. Daniel's goal. But anyway, if you think Daniel's bad for midfield hours, try Josh Scowen, mate. But there you go. That's blast on the past there. But I've got to be fair to Trossard. And as you know, I always nitpick when we concede. You've just got to give him the credit for that. That is a fantastic goal, and it's. I know people can say Siddiqui could have closed him down, maybe, but for me personally, that's hypercritical. I think you've got to give credit for the strike. I think that Trossard, from outside the box, hits it as accurately as what you probably could have done, really. But sorry, go on. I know Wayne was going to jump in and say something, or either of you can.
I was going to criticise Siddiqui a bit. I didn't want to. Obviously, it's Arsenal and stuff, but I just think he went to close him down, and then he stopped. And you kind of give the likes of Trossard the opportunity to shoot from distance. You kind of give him that chance, and I think I don't know what was in his mind of why he suddenly went and then stopped. I maybe he thought, I'll throw him inside, and we'll take a shot from there. But you can't be giving them people.
I know why he moved, and I'm not saying I'm a tactical genius or anything, but
go on then.
We'd been watching all second half. You might have seen it. Calafiore was constantly running around that left side, trying to drag us out. They never passed to him, or they did once. No. But at that moment, if you go back and watch it, he runs, and Siddiqui puts his arm out and goes like he's going, and Hume starts to step out, but he either doesn't tell him, or that he's going out there. Yeah. So Siddiqui takes a step that way to go towards Calafiore and cut it off, and within that split second, he knocks it out of his feet, and then Brobby hasn't come over, but Brobby's probably thinking Siddiqui's not going to move out of his way, and then he gets that shot, and it's straight in, and Siddiqui straight away, hands on his face, knows that he stepped out of the way of that one. He was trying to, I think, allude to that, and maybe it was a shout from Hume to almost say, I'm here, just something, I don't know, I'm not trying to blame Hume or anyone, you have moved out of the way of the shot at the end of the day, but it was the one time we did follow Calafiore round. But you would always think as a defender, as a defensive midfielder, you don't move out the way of the goal when you're shepherding somebody unless you're getting told from somebody. So I can only assume he thought he's got a free run in behind him to sort of then go, and obviously that's where it's come from. But just quickly, I realised I uploaded these as well from the, for the people who hadn't seen the display.
Oh, that's brilliant.
From it as well. But my favourite display was watching Granit Xhaka absolutely give Marino a shitload of abuse. And you know how sometimes they say, you see two pictures that are different, but they're the same, right?
Call it back.
I think I know what you're going to put, yeah.
There's just something you just saw it and you were just like, that's
exactly well, the away team's wearing a similar colour kit there, to be fair.
Exactly, that could be it. I don't know if you noticed, but I asked this at one point when I think they were reviewing a decision or something. Did you notice there was no monitor for VAR? I don't know if you've seen the image there, the box drawn out for the
box is there. Where is it?
There was no TV. There was just, So someone had obviously nicked it, being from Sunderland now once. It was. But it made it interesting because of the last goal and how they were protesting. It was a bit like, well, can they even get him to go and have a look?
Right.
So
where would they send him? Where would they send him?
Exactly.
Well, thank God it wasn't there. Yeah.
I've even seen some of the Arsenal fans twisting about Xhaka for to say Xhaka said he was going to appear some respect and all this sort of stuff. And look at this picture. Get a fucking life, man, and get over it.
There's a difference between paying respect and celebrating when your team are doing well.
Aye.
He came out and he applauded the fans when he started warming up. He came out and he looked up at them when he and applauded when the game was starting and in the second half. And there was a few people up there that had banners of him and things like that as well, which was very nice. But that doesn't mean he doesn't try 100% for our team and be buzzing when we're doing it. I would have felt it was weird if, say, when Robbie scored that one or Ballard scored his, that he was just not partaking in it. That's not who he is. He's a very passionate
And bearing in
player.
mind the celebrations there are to the Roker end, complete opposite
Yeah.
side of the stadium too.
Exactly. Oh, he did it at the North Stand as well. He was right in front of the fans going like, come on, we've got it. But he never like looked up and went like, fuck. He didn't do any of that.
Have you seen his interviews with you? What he's done?
No, I haven't.
No, I haven't.
He's been talking about, obviously, since he signed for the club and how he loves it here from day one.
Mhm.
And he's seeing the fans at Chelsea when they were singing the whole game.
Oh, I
So
did
it's
hear
fantastic.
a quote from this. Yeah.
Aye. And he says, these are not tourists. These are real fans who love the club.
Sunderland's
says-
their life.
Yeah, and he says, when you say that, it makes you give an extra 3 or 4% for the shirt. He says, and I love it. He says, I absolutely love it from day one. He says, when I walk in the dressing room and that sort of stuff, he says, it's just, the club itself is just brilliant.
Oh,
I think
that's
another-
interesting. Sorry, I'll just leave that one on. We'll come to that in a second.
No, go on.
Oh, well, John Ruddock's put Roofs should have saved the first goal, which you never want to be beaten at your near post as a goalie. That's what
Well,
they
I
always-
asked me mate a question about this. Do you guys think he could have done better with it? Or is that a
Well,
hard question?
I think, to be fair, I spoke to John
I'm not a
after the game.
goalkeeper,
I
by
said,
the way, so I'm just so you
I
guys
said
might know more than me.
it was kind of because we lost the ball that quickly, and it was kind of past him before he might have had a chance to adjust. But I think he could possibly have gotten down a bit quicker. I didn't want to criticise him too much, but I was going to mention Roofs as well. If he's got a weakness, do you think it's on long shots? Because the Matty Cash goal, that kind of shot past him, the one on Saturday that kind of went past him quite quickly, or do you think they were just well placed shots? If he has got a weakness,
Cash is one, I would say. When you watch the replay, 3 replays, the sun is right in his and just comes into shot as well.
I agree with you
And
there.
it does swerve a bit, but he still should have saved the Cash one. The Trossard one, I think I've seen him at full stretch and he wasn't getting anywhere near. And it was going. It didn't hit the back of the net; it hit the roof of the net on the way in. It was like it was a good shot. I think the near post one. I think I've watched it and I was like, he doesn't get all the way over to his. He's not like I would think. I'd almost put myself on the post and sort of do it from that. But I'm not a professional keeper. I think he's thinking it's Saka and he goes across goal. I think he's trying to think from here, you're going to shoot across me because you want me to parry it out to somebody. And then it's a very hard and low shot. And that's what they always say to try and beat your keeper is you go low for them. Yeah. Maybe he could have used his feet instead and dive for it. But
so one of them you see it with your feet, you get your feet through it, don't you?
I mean, I don't want to call it a mistake from him, that one.
No.
I wouldn't. I'd say Cash's one was a mistake there. But then there's been shots in the Man United game, 3 or 4 long shots, and he dealt with all of them. The Crystal Palace as well, Nottingham Forest as well. I don't think it's the near post thing worries me a little bit. I'm trying. There's like another goal in the back of my mind, but I can't think which one it is.
The Chelsea one was kind of went through and with Garnacho.
Yeah, that's it. It is the Chelsea one. Yeah, he sort of wasn't quite certain it went through him at that one there. But if that's all he's done so far, he's still being.
And how many times have he saved us?
79.6%.
They are.
That's how many times he saved us. 79.6% of the time he has saved us. So it's pretty good. But just back to your Xhaka interview, Wayne. Black Cat, not me, was asking where that one was.
It was something that popped up on my Facebook earlier on tonight. He's done some interview where I don't know who it's with, but he's given an interview where he's been speaking around. If I find, I'll put it in the comments.
Nice one. And then John Swinney quickly puts here, Roofs came out and said he was disappointed with both goals, actually. So that's fair. That's a good mentality.
Comment.
He's like, exactly. I don't think he was getting anywhere near that Trossard one, but maybe he's thinking, because it was very quick how he went, touch, bang. And he probably I should have been set already for it. And then Changing Crisis has put Saka on his weak foot. You don't expect him to put this in such a tight gap on his weak foot. It is an unbelievable finish. And Roofs, what was this one here? Gary says Roofs will get better the more games he plays. Big jump. He's still only in his second season and 22-year-old.
He's only 22.
Yeah, and he's got the most points of any Premier League keeper on fantasy football. Thank God for me. But he's clearly doing well. I wouldn't even say he's had a shaky start or anything. He's been absolutely fantastic.
No.
But shall we get on to the important one? Have we all talked about the Trossard one?
Yeah,
And,
let's move on right to the very end. So
Go on.
to the end.
Before we quickly,
The best way of saying it, Michael. To the end.
I was going to say, before we do quickly to my video, the main title of my own video has actually kept going till the end, quite for a deliberate purpose. Before we do get that, though, there was probably, obviously, the good thing that I like from Brees is that he actually, and the one thing I've criticised him for, is the reactiveness of bringing subs on and the lateness of which he does it. But I can't fault him with it in this game because it was Adingra, Talby and Broby came on. I think it was at 1-1 at this point, where I think he made a proactive change to get them on within half an hour, to give them half an hour of time playing. And actually, Broby had two very big chances before the equalising goal went in. Obviously, the first one, the ball comes across from the left hand side, and obviously I think Raya might have got to it or also slightly cleared it, and then Broby on the turn tries to score. But obviously Raya makes himself big, but that one was offside anyway, which wouldn't have counted had that gone in. And then the second one is when the ball ends up going through the box pretty much, then bounces off Reynaldo, bounces to Broby, and a similar thing again where Raya makes himself really big. So Broby, I thought, made a pretty big impact when he did come on. But let's get to the moment, because I've been watching the Sky commentary of this clip, and it's been living rent-free in my head all day. That's the only thing that's got me through work, to be totally honest. Yeah, who wants to talk their emotions through the goal?
On.
Unbelievable. But like Conrad said at the start of the show, I couldn't celebrate because straight away I said,
you thought it would be disallowed for something, or VAR would find something wrong with it.
When you see it, he's off the ground, and obviously you see the Arsenal defender go for the ball as well, and you're thinking, it's going to be disallowed. But when you see it back, obviously is it Gabriel or is it Saliba? Gabriel. He's kind of ducking down towards the ball, so that's why it wasn't given a foul. But I was super impressed with Broby when he came on. I thought he was class. The way he looks a lot fitter. He was holding the ball up, honestly, immensely strong at holding the ball up, bringing people into play, and got his rewards really. But what a finish, mind! What a finish to be! I still didn't know how he did it.
It's mad.
Almost toe pokes it in mid-air, doesn't he?
To adjust that quick, it's just unreal. But big Dan Ballard's there again. The flick on in the opposition.
He's had that assist taken off of him on. They've gone. He hasn't got an assist this season on Premier League's website and stuff like that.
An assist?
I know he flicks it on, but I think they're saying it was like a combination, so it wasn't an assist. So he hasn't been given an assist. Yeah.
That is absolute bullshit. That's an assist, clear as day. You can see it.
Exactly. Go on.
I'm just saying that the sense of relief when it was given was just, what a feeling to know you've actually getting a draw.
Gary's made a good point, by the way. Yeah, I'm so happy for watching his celebration after all the personal shite he's put up with off the pitch. So yeah.
When we said when we got the Chelsea goal that he didn't really celebrate with the rest of the team.
Yeah.
But that on Saturday was totally different, and brilliant. So pleased for him. The sense of relief when it was given, what a feeling. And again, the roof comes off again.
Yeah,
and it's like it's like a party atmosphere. The whole game was that kind of atmosphere. When we're winning, when we're drawing, when we're losing, the atmosphere stayed the same, and we just got behind the team, which is what you want.
Yeah. You know, the thing as well is when I watched the goal. Obviously, I banged it like not too aggressively, but I banged the table and went, "Get the fuck in there!" Like really, really loudly, because I had a Sunderland shirt on, so people could see I was a Sunderland fan, right? And one of the lads in front of me, who I think was a Man City fan, did celebrate for pretty obvious reasons, because obviously for them in the title race, it was pretty big that Arsenal didn't win the game. But so I celebrated, completely forgot about any composure about VAR, and then when I saw they were looking at it, I was like, I'm going to disallow it. I've just made myself like an absolute tit. And I think I was saying to everyone, great, I've made myself look like a twat, and now they're going to disallow this. You just watch, they'll find something wrong with it. And so to bring on Wayne's point, when I saw they kicked off again, I was like, right, the later it got, I thought, hang on, they must have not found anything if this is going on as late as it. Like, I saw everyone going back the halfway line, I was thinking, hang on, Arsenal looks like they're about to kick off here. Surely this means this stands. And then, of course, they kick off again. I was like, just sort of like shouting, "Come on, man!" When you see it was allowed and it wasn't going to be disallowed. But then, of course, the other back of my mind was, "Fuck, we've got another 3.5 minutes now." So go on, Conrad. What was your goal? You talk me through the goal, especially for your Arsenal supporting friend.
Oh, he was fuming. In a
Was he?
quiet,
Now he
in
knows
a
how we
quiet
felt
sort of,
after the Arsenal
but
scored twice.
I met up with AFTV afterwards, and they were a bit like, no, it's Arteta was right to make defensive changes. Back in our defense. My mate was fuming. They took off an offensive player in Eze and went with a back five as well, just to try and shore it up when they did. Because I said as well, when they got 2-1, I was like, you need a third, because if you sit back, we'll come out and believe in ourselves that we can get something. And they did sort of went got beat back, and then Mascara came on for Eze, and I don't think Eze was doing a lot in the game, but they sort of they could have put on Nweri or Max Doberman or whatever they're called, or
It
someone
invited
else.
pressure a bit, didn't it?
It did. It invited us to go, come and have a go then. And it's like, well, we've already done it once, lads. It's not like we haven't scored. We know we can do this. And then throw in Ballard up front, who wins everything. I think Paddy Power, I forgot.
Was it the asteroid thing? The asteroid.
Yeah.
There's ever a massive asteroid heading for Earth. All we need to do is have Dan Ballard jump in front of it.
Exactly.
There was another. Who was it? Someone put a tweet up about. Was it ever since the Coventry semi-finals? Basically, Dan Ballard's been on a mission to become the world's best centre half in 2025.
Yeah.
I can't believe the transformation since those two games to now. It's been ridiculous.
And this is a centre half that wasn't even really playing for as much.
No,
but he was behind 09 and Metham last season, wasn't he?
Exactly. And he's had his injury issues with us, shall we say? He's never out for a full season, but he's always had a month or two here and never had a full season. So, I'm hoping that he keeps himself fit as he is at the minute. But going back to the goal, the one thing me and Wayne especially were critical of from the last Wednesday was Hume inverting into midfield, and then it was Hume inverted into midfield. It was the one
that got the ball in the box,
the ball into the box.
Exactly.
And Hume was in the midfield, and actually I thought had a really good game in the midfield, sort of inverted this time. So I don't know if they just worked on it and got it better, or because Arsenal play more of a strict 6-8-10 rather than Everton who had two sitting, it sort of freed up a bit more room for him. But when he dinked it in, I thought, it's just not quite happening. There was calls of Xhaka to shoot about 5-6 times every time he got the ball, and he was walking in 2 or 3 yards closer each time. I thought he's going to hit one here, and I just think it's going to go Rose Ed, and everyone's going to, which wouldn't be a problem. You go, we've had a go. He dinked it in, and I saw it flick up, and then I just saw this clash of bodies, and then the south stand went mad, and so I hadn't even really seen the ball go in, because from my end I'm sort of sat like that, watching it from where I'm at, and I was just like, yeah, and then I saw Gabriel getting up going, and
so did you kind of go,
going,
yeah, oh shit,
everyone around me was going mental, and I was like, I'm not convinced, I'm gonna have to, I'm really not convinced. So I went straight into hands on head of please. And then I was watching the referee just going just put it on the board, just literally right on the board, VAR checking goal. That's all you need to do. And they were just coming out, and he kept going away. And then he just went, and I was like, yes, it's not the same, but it was a relief sort of celebration at that one there. And he was obviously going, I can't believe he's done that, and thrown off, basically thrown this away, when we know that City or Liverpool are likely going to chase us down. What a moment for Robbie. By the way, when I said in the Chelsea game, he sort of felt like he ran in slow motion. His celebration felt like that as well. It was the slowest run I've ever seen. But I don't know if he was.
It reminds me of Cornea. Remember Cornea's run? His dad run.
It was. I don't know if it was that, but obviously I'm so pleased for the lad as well. I do want to say, and this isn't just because I love him, I thought Isidore had a fantastic game pressing from the front against them as well. Didn't get his goal, of course, or he had one shot wide at one point, but he had a fantastic game pressing, but was rightly taken off at the time that he was, because we said at half time, Wayne, Enzo and Isidore need to come off for Talby and Robbie. We didn't expect it to be Adingra for Traore as well, but it made sense to just swap the front three and go, right, you've got fresh legs to press them while they're tiring. And, it worked perfectly. And Robbie just gave us something completely different, just bullying and just being an awful bastard to Saliba and Gabriel for about half hour.
I thought Adingra did well when he came. Actually, he was getting the ball and he was tapping. I thought he did quite well, but what credit to us that Arteta, Arsenal top of the league, with 15 minutes to go, for a defender or for an attacker. That just shows how much he was worried about us. Fair play to us.
Yeah.
Fair play
Yeah.
to
You know,
us.
to be fair, just to add to that, I think Alan Shearer said this, and I think there was a couple of people on. So I watched slight bit of the coverage of. Yeah, no, I agree. Getting Bala for $2 million, absolute steal. Stephen Green, I think, put in the chat to shout out Ian Hall. I think it was from the Grange pub. So there you go. Whichever one of you wanted shouting out, I've just shouted. But well, shout both of you out. Do you see? Yes, I have, Emma. I have seen that. That is really funny. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, from I'm about some Ian Hall. Yeah, hello, Ian. Hope you're doing okay, my friend. Yeah. But one of the things that was actually quite nice is Shearer said this, that Arsenal won't have a tougher game than that all season in terms of the atmosphere, physicality, everything else, but physicality with the balance of quality as well. It's not just like Tony Pulis level physicality where it's basically just physicality and not much else. But I think what was impressive, and I watched a bit of I had the coverage of like one of the Sunday games. I think it was Forest Leeds, but I was watching the coverage to see if they mentioned our game. And one of the things that I think it was Mark Chapman, one of the guy who was in one of the guys who was Mark Chapman, one of the guys who hosts Match of the Day.
Yes.
And he was on this, and he mentioned the point about how, yes, there's a late equaliser, but it shouldn't feel like 2 points drop for Arsenal. And I'm thinking, and I've seen a few Arsenal fans, to be fair, actually recognising that a point at Sunderland, even in the circumstances, isn't the worst result in the world for Arsenal. And I think that's the biggest credit we can probably get, because for me, I think if Sunderland's at its potential, every single team in the Premier League should dread coming to the stadium and playing.
That's what they said as well. I'm sure they said that in isolation, obviously dropping 2 points for Arsenal looks awful, but
obviously the context of it, but on its own,
and go, that was a great point for us actually, because we could have easily lost that one or been rattled and thrown off of it as well. It was exactly what you wanted, and that's all I wanted from the team at this game. I wouldn't have even mind if we'd lost. And then people were saying, like, what a game they'd sort of given them. But
well, I would have done because I like results first. But yes, I know what you mean.
It felt like, especially, I don't know if it was for you, Wayne, as well, but when that Ballard one went in, I felt really vindicated that all week people have been talking about Arsenal don't concede, they don't do this, and we just half an hour and smashed ours. Not even just like a scuffy, but
we just walked in the area, didn't he?
Yeah,
just walked in the penalty area, pretty much, and smashed it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was exactly what it was, and I thought we more than deserved our point. There's arguments we could have got more. There's arguments Arsenal could have got more as well, exactly. Especially with that 97th minute.
Fair result in the end. It was a fair result, I thought.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. And I think to be fair though, and I remember I said last week that one of the reasons that, and usually I consider myself, I try to be quite realistic when predicting Sunderland games. So pretty much the opposite of Mike. He's pretty much the internal optimist, which I love about him. But I did point out that one of the reasons I backed us to get a point was because of the fact of who Arsenal had out missing, which I think was because I'm not going to take anything away from Son, but I do have a feeling because I rate Gyökeres that damn highly. I think if he plays, it's a different story. I think if he plays, they missed that focal point. Moreno's a good player, but he's not a number 9. He's not a sort of the focal point. I mean, and obviously back then he's not as good as what he was now. Remember how deadly he was for Coventry when he was up against us in the Championship the year that they got the playoff final and missed out on promotion via a penalty shootout. So that was always, you could tell from there, Gyökeres was destined for bigger things. So, from Ian, I would absolutely love that. I'd be very surprised if we do that, but it would be great if we did. As long as we'll win on December the 14th. But we'll get away from that one. But having said that, the fact of the matter is, I think if those guys had played, that Arsenal had out missing, then you go, well, all right, then fair enough. But at the end of the day, like I said, Sunderland without Alderete and Habib Diarra too. So I'm not going to have that totally because that's not Sunderland's problem. And Arsenal's had a team that still was capable of beating us. So for me, in the end, and actually, I think the way we got the draw was probably really good as well. Like another till the end sort of goal, getting it in 90 plus minutes in stoppage time against the league leaders. And I can only imagine there would have been Man City and Liverpool fans jumping off their sofa when Brian Brobby did score. But I think you guys, I think Conrad's right. And I'm sure Wayne will agree. You both said we deserved the point. It wasn't like I think in the immediate aftermath of the game, because I remembered how dominant Arsenal were for about half an hour of the second half, I thought, did we deserve a point? But then when I thought back on it, I thought, no, actually, screw it, we did. Because we stayed in it, we were the better team in the first half, and in the last 20 minutes, we had big enough chances to get something out of it. So I think the last question before we move on to other things we're going to talk about is how, this is going to sound stupid, but how much confidence is that going to get the lads up even more? Not even just from the fact we've beaten Chelsea, not just from the fact that we've had a great start, we've scored twice against a team that had not kept clean sheets after clean sheets since I think it was Newcastle away the last time they conceded.
Yeah.
And scored in the last minute goals. But no comment there. But joking aside, I mean, in fact, I'll tell you what then. I think there's only 2 other teams that have took points off Arsenal in the Prem this season. And they were the 2 teams that were hoping. Liverpool. You know who the other one was?
City.
Yep,
City.
Liverpool, Man City. So Liverpool, Man City, and Sunderland, the only ones who took points off Arsenal. Arsenal are a few points clear at the top for a reason. Okay, Man City's cut the gap to 4 points.
I mean, that should be the top 4 this season: Arsenal, Sunderland, City, and Liverpool.
I think I put it on Twitter, and it was someone called Charlotte Northern, whatever her name was, and it was basically like clubs entering the top 5 in the Premier League. So I think it was like Arsenal.
It was funny.
Yeah, it was funny. Like Arsenal, Palace, Tottenham. Who was the other one? Was it Liverpool? I think it was, and then Sunderland. And then when she was doing impersonating Sunderland's going, this is even better in real life than looking at the table.
Yeah.
I was like, yep, Charlotte, that's
and they were just like,
all
who
that's
the
lacking
fuck
at the
are you?
Yeah, and I was like, who are you? Yeah, excuse me. We're
Yeah.
absolutely massive.
Well,
Give us our due respect.
Just the final bit on it while we move on. I think Gary Hoyle's just put on as well. The reason we're all riding this sort of incredible wave at the moment is because where we've been for 10 years.
That's
and
it.
I know that the Paddy Power one where they were joking about the Newcastle fan moaning that we're doing well. One of my friends is Newcastle, or 2 of my friends are Newcastle fans, and they're like, no, it's
Just
good.
own them, get new friends.
I'm glad you're doing well. Do you know what I mean? But like the other general consensus are a bit like that. I'm not looking. It's you're not doing well. You've played nobody.
Yeah.
We've played like 4 or 5 of the same teams as them now and got a better result in every one of them as well. At some point, we have to consider that Mike is right and we are the real deal at this moment. And what is it, 11, 12 games in are we now? I think it's 11, is it?
It's 11 games in.
11.
19 points after 11 games.
And 5 times we've scored injury time goals in 5 of them.
Yeah, exactly. Do you
What was
count
it,
the
West
Isidore
Ham,
one? We were 3-0 up. We were 2-0 up already, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was West Ham, Brentford, Wolves, Chelsea, Arsenal, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But the thing I say about this, right, because I find this quite hilarious and infuriating at the same time, how any Newcastle fan can complain about the idea of us doing well when, bearing in mind, we've went down twice, been in League One for 4 straight years, while they got taken over as the richest club in the world. Meanwhile, when we're in the Championship, Champions League, they finished in the Champions League, finished in the Champions League again, and won the Carabao Cup. Do they not realise how hard that would have been for us as a Sunderland fan to sit through? So, with all due respect to them, fuck off and suck it up.
Fuck off.
Suck it up. Now, come on, you've been ahead of us for so long that if you can't handle the idea of us being decent, then screw you, quite frankly. And yes,
but yes, Emma.
yeah, thoughts to Jack. Yeah, Jack would have absolutely.
I was thinking about that today. I was walking along and I just went, I wonder what Jack would be thinking right now of how good this is.
Can you imagine him? He'd have been absolutely jumping up and down, wouldn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
Brilliant.
Maybe it's him. Maybe he's in front of the goal. We're shooting at it in the last minute every time. Just doing it. You never know. Him in his Milton Nunez shirt.
Yeah, no, but great comment, Emma. Great comment. Well, I'll tell you what then. We'll move on to the segment. We always usually have a question. So I'll start with mine. Wayne's going to be fuming, by the way. We've done nearly an hour on Arsenal and we're just getting to questions now. Actually, though, we've only got 3 because Mike's not here. So yeah, well, that's very true. Well, I'll get mine because it's a pretty quick question. Has the narrative... Is it funny how the narrative of we haven't played anyone yet has conveniently disappeared and started to go right into the background? So almost like it was a load of bollocks from the beginning that we act like there's no easy game, and then actually people are starting to think, oh, fuck, Sunderland's actually looked like the real deal here so far.
Yeah, I agree. It's ever since I think the Chelsea game was the one where the media have picked up that we aren't just making up numbers and we aren't just sort of, oh, it's just Xhaka and 10 other players. It's a bit like we've got quite a lot of good players and a good system and a good manager and the whole setup of the whole team.
Good harmony between the players as well.
Everything's on, a really good level at the minute. There's not one bit that feels like they're slacking. Or not pulling their weight. And I think then we get the draw against Everton and Xhaka scores and you sort of sit there and then he comes out and when they're sort of interviewing him, he could have quite easily gone, oh, we'll take a point, but he didn't. He went, this is unacceptable. Like, this isn't good enough. And then you sort of go, wow, that's a really sort of strong stance to take when you're going to play the league leaders and who they are. And then to go into that game and just prove everybody wrong in half an hour. And then at the end of the game, still prove everybody wrong. That commentary from Peter Drury on Peacock that I sent into the group was fantastic. And there's one line that I just keep replaying over in my head, which is he's celebrating Brobby's goal. He's talking about it, and he just goes, "Sunderland will not be beaten." And it's just like one of those like goosebumps sort of like moments of like, that's exactly right. This team just won't allow that to, and I know we've lost 2 games, but they just won't allow that to sort of, if they can do anything about it, then they will.
Of course they will. And I love seeing stuff. The comment, like I said, the Sky Sports commentator, where he goes, "Oh, that is drama, Brommy," and I was just, I loved that. Like that was just. Sorry.
I thought it was a bit weak, me, that one.
No,
it sounds like he just goes, "That is drama."
I've heard what Martin Tyler sounded like. I think that was weak.
It's up there. It's not quite. It's G. He's around the goalkeeper and he's
obviously it's not.
Absolutely incredible.
No, I don't know. I disagree. I love that Sky commentary at the end. I just think it's just
the Ballard one. Where he just went, but the bounce might favour Sunderland. It has favoured Sunderland. It just goes, Ballard! Like on perfect cue at that moment.
See, for me, I think if anything, that's the weaker one. I think the one at the end. It's
all about opinions.
Wayne will just be like, "Break it up, gents. We'll not argue about the commentary."
Leander and Isidore all over again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, yeah.
The fact is, we're arguing. We're not arguing, but we're having a disagreement about celebration scoring 2 goals against Arsenal.
Well, I think we can look at what we had a disagreement. What we can agree on, Wayne, is the idea. Someone who's given Jackson.
Wait.
Oh, here we go.
Wait, I'm missing the key bit. Where is it? At the bottom. I'm not okay with this.
You've got to love the imagination of Sunderland fans. It's just
speaking of imagination, our admin was doing their Arsenal dirty, so they put 2-2, and we commented, "Not enough corners for you, huh?"
Oh yeah, is this the whole nonsense? Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Because are we like the
this one? Another famous late goal saving a light.
Can't go on like this, can it? It can.
It can. And then my personal favourite of, "Will you listen to me? I'm not the Messiah. He is the Messiah." Right, yeah.
I think, well, like I said, maybe less so Liverpool fans now, but I think Man City and Liverpool fans would have loved us on Saturday come 7:30. But yeah, Wayne, I think what we all can agree on is this idea that we haven't played anyone good, we haven't beat anyone decent, is a load of bullshit.
Yeah.
And it always has been.
That's been blown out the water. And we knew ourselves, didn't we? That was just the outside looking in. That was saying that we knew that any team you beat in the Premier League, you've got to earn it. Doesn't matter who they are. And the way we've gone about things, yes, you can see we spent loads of money, but them players that we signed, apart from Xhaka, didn't really know a great deal about them, to be fair. There were a lot of unknown players in there that come in, hit the ground running. And the positive thing for me is we're only going to get better because it's still 11 games into a season. It's like a brand new team. The longer we play together, the better we're going to get, which for me as a fan is, I tend to think Mike might be onto something. This season could be now something special. We could finish top 10. The way things are. Why not? Why not?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, but so move on to it, because I think to look at the last 4 games before remember that last international break. I think I asked you all of you, both you and Mike, when it was Wolves, Chelsea, Everton, Arsenal, what points tally you would have took from those games, and I said 4 or 5. And I stood by it.
So you were right. I went back and looked actually to see who was the closest, and you said 4 or 5. I think I said 4. I think Wayne, you said 3 or 4.
Mike probably said 12.
Mike said 7. Yeah, he was nearly
Mike
right.
was the closest. I bet you wouldn't.
No, you said 4 or 5.
You said 4 or 5, Michael.
Yeah, I thought I did. So yeah, but that's what we would have took. Because I thought if you're going to get 4 points, we expected it to be Wolves and Everton. You wouldn't have expected anything. So we've got 3 or 4 extra points than what I expected. I absolutely adore that comment.
Brilliant.
That's all I'll say. Yeah. Did you see? Oh, what was it? What tweet was it? Was it Magpie Media or something? They've since deleted it after the loss to West Ham. But they came out, gave it all the big in. Sunderland fans have been giving it far too much the big in after we beat West Ham. Let's face it, West Ham are absolutely abysmal. So, yeah. So abysmal, you lost to them. So,
and Brentford.
Yeah, pretty much. But yes, and I did love that. Mike was 7 to be diplomatic. Says a lot. But either way, though, he's 1 point off, isn't he? His diplomatic one was 1 point less than we got, and he said 1 point more than we got. So, but yeah, right. Go then, Conrad. Have you got any of your mystical games for us? Have you got any questions? Any additional material for
You
us?
want to do yours, Wayne?
Or either?
I've got a Who Am I? I've just done what I've
Go on, then.
put together. But these are some quite obscure names, so you might not get them all. So, first one. Greek winger signed as a teenager from Panathinaikos.
Charis Mavrias.
Yeah, so
Conrad, man. Fuck off.
To be
honest,
when he said Greek, I was the only Greek player I knew that played for us, so I was like, that's the only one.
Here we go, I'll name that tune in one, however. Right, Argentine forward signed by Gus Poirier in early 2020. Oh, yeah. Fuck's sake. Right then. French defender signed on a free transfer in 2013.
Valentine Rob. Oh, is it Moubidou?
Roberge,
Diakité or Valentine Roberge? My geography's terrible.
Yeah. I didn't
I'll give up.
That, but yeah. In fairness,
I've had a white flag. I've had a white flag at the minute. I'll be fucking waving it.
In fairness, this is like prime me and Michael Bowers sort of time as a Sunderland fan. So yeah, this is like our mastermind categories. But go on, I'm enjoying this still.
Oh, you might not get these. Okay. Right, French-born midfielder of Senegalese descent.
French-born midfielder of Senegalese descent. Habib Diarra.
Oh, I'm getting the clue too. Well, made my debut in the infamous 8-0 defeat to Southampton.
He made his debut in the 8-0 loss at Southampton.
French midfielder in that game. All I can think of is Brid Cooks. He scored 2 own goals, but God damn it. No.
Scored my only Sunderland goal in a League Cup win over Carlisle.
I don't even remember that we played Carlisle.
Oh, hang on. Oh, no, that's not it. I was going to say El Hadj Bar, but I don't think.
Oh,
is it?
Yeah, I forgot about it. I forgot he even existed. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
El Hadj Bar. Right.
Oh, there you go. So that's 3-1.
That's 3.
You're going to say French?
Yes.
Christian Basile.
No. A tall French striker who came through Sunderland's academy.
French striker who came through Sunderland's academy.
French striker who came through Sunderland's academy.
French striker.
It's how Wade's looking happy with himself right now.
Madja.
Oh, now made just a couple of first-team appearances between 2013 and 2015.
Mikel Mandron.
Well done.
Did you read the comments too? People just put that in.
No, actually, I have not seen.
Is Madja even
it came up on my screen, but I actually didn't look.
Is Madja French, or did I make that up?
No, I think he is French, isn't? No, he went to Bordeaux in France.
Went to Bordeaux in France.
Maybe.
I don't think he is French, is he?
No,
last one. Swiss midfielder signed from Basel in 2013.
Cabral.
Right, that's it. Next.
Yeah, I liked Cabral for the 2 games he actually played though. Like, remember he was like unplayable like in that pre-season game against like Man City and Spurs, and everyone like, what player we've got here.
Who's this?
Yeah.
And then played like half a game against Fulham,
and he looked all right. And I was thinking, this guy looks mint. Oh,
he played half a game against Fulham and was hooked. Half a game against Southampton was hooked, and then never played under like 3 different managers. And I remember mate was going, "There's obviously something wrong if he's had this many managers." And they all gone. No, not
Here's one more for you.
Go on then.
One more. You get this born in Kosovo, raised in Switzerland, known for my fiery leadership.
Xhaka.
Arrived from Marseille and immediately captained the side.
Oh, Lorik Sana. Yes.
Lorik Sana.
Yeah, the Marseille, but you can see the parallels.
Yeah.
He was a right player. I loved Lorik Sana.
Here's a quick one, Mike. Here's a quick one out for Wayne. I got a good result against the Mags, but did nothing else. I am known for liking mud a lot. Particularly from a niece.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Paolo Di Canio.
Yeah. Got a result against the Mags, and that's it. That's
The mud thing threw me at first, and then I was like, oh, right,
you just go, he does not like tomato ketchup.
Yeah.
On Di Canio, I was watching something the day. I think when he was in charge of Swindon, there was one of their players.
League One Wes.
Aye, like unbelievable. Like he came in, right, you were shit this weekend, you're in for the next 7 days, no days off. He's like, what?
And if you, under the Kosh did an interview with Tommy Miller, formerly of Sunderland, of course, saying dreadful season, but he worked under Di Canio when he was at Swindon and said, like, if he could just dial his intensity down like 60%, he'd be an absolute unreal manager. But he just doesn't allow anyone days off, doesn't allow any sort of breaks or nothing, and it's just they can't work under that. So that's why it worked in that short term of us staying up when we needed to be blitzed. But then the following season, when we wouldn't let them, have any sort of enjoyment, it was a bit like it was done anyway.
Well, for me, when he was appointed, I thought that for a short-term kick up the backside, because, I was convinced if Martin O'Neill hadn't been sacked that season, we would have gone down to the Championship.
Yeah,
and I think, I know a lot of people like him,
down.
but I personally don't have the same fondness of him that a lot of people do. Because I thought, apart from the first 3 months, I thought O'Neill's football was atrocious to watch, I'm totally honest. But
you knew when you wanted to buy a striker and it was Danny Graham to play up front for us, and you were just like, really? Like,
he spent 12 million on Stephen Fletcher.
Yeah.
Did he?
It was like,
I thought Fletcher was all right.
I like Fletcher. I like Fletcher.
First
year he was pretty good, but then I think after that, apart from when it was against Newcastle, I thought he was very anonymous most of the time, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, he disappeared. But that first 6 months when we had him and we played,
like every shot he had just went in.
Yeah, like a 4-2-3-1 where you had McLean, Sessegnon, and Adam Johnson behind Fletcher. Yeah. It was a class. Class
but
system.
The point is, like, Di Canio, when we appointed him for a couple of months, okay, for a couple of months that should work. Long term, hell no. But yeah, it is what it is. Right, go on then, Conrad, because I know you've probably got your devious game on us again.
I do, and I've mixed it up a little time. It's still a blind ranking, of course, because I like the comments to have a go in it as well. But it's on fullbacks.
Okay.
Right and left, just to mix it up for you, so you don't just sort of go, it's left, it'll be, Mickey Gray, it'll be this one, it'll be that one, so you can't really wait. I'm trying to get it so you can't wait it out for like Kevin Phillips to like rock up and go from there. So I want your comments in as well where you think they should be placed as well. But number 1 is Julio Arca.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Go on then, Wayne, you decide this one.
But do you remember him, Bowers, at all?
Well, I know of him, in fact, that when he played for South Shields and obviously managed South Shields for a bit, but I am aware of who Julio Arca is. I just never watched him.
No, he was.
Left
midfield and left back, I will say. But
we love playing midfielders as fullbacks, don't we?
If they've had a good amount of games at fullback, they're here. So they don't necessarily have to be a fullback, but they've played a lot of it. So like Dean Whitehead is not in this list, but could have been.
I'm gonna go.
Do you want me to tell you where the comments are going while you're thinking?
I was going to go 3.
Well, yeah, Las Palmas Mackems 3. David Harris says 1. Emma says 3. Changing Crisis 1. SJ 7. James Bowen says 2.
Unless he's thinking there's going to be a lot better options coming after this. But...
Can you think of 6 other fullbacks? Anyway, no, I won't do it. And then there's 4 3s. There's a lot of 3s in there. So we'll go with 3. Julio Arca. Okay. Number 2 is Danny Rose on loan from Tottenham, of course, on there. Scored a goal against Aston Villa.
I love Danny Rose, He
was good, wasn't he?
That was when he was a proper, not an up-and-comer, but he was like, I wish we'd bought him, almost.
Me as well.
But then we got Alonso the season afterwards, who was class as well.
Yeah, that's a tricky one. Well, SJ says 8, quite clearly.
8?
Yeah.
There's a 5, 5, 8, 4, 2, 5, 4, 5.
Oh, Danny Rose. What did you put 3 for Arca? It's got to be either 2 or 4 for me.
You choose, Michael. You choose.
Okay. Right, screw. I'm going to go 2. I really rated Danny Rose.
I thought he was really good as well.
Danny Rose in at number 2.
We better not get to a point where Callum fucking McFadzean's going to end up at number 1.
Number 3 is Callum. No, sorry. Number 3 is Phil Bardsley.
Oh, dear me. Are you bringing all the good ones out first? I thought Bardsley was class as well.
So I'll be happy to go with a 4.
Yeah, well, I will go with 4 with that one.
Hedging with a 4, really.
We will. 4.
It's like sort of it sounds harsh saying it this way, but it's meant in a good way. It's above average, but it was constantly 7, 7, 7, 8 out of 10.
Yeah,
well, he had some screamers in his that goal at Old Trafford though as well.
Old Trafford, Man U,
the winner at Man City.
That was one of the best goals of my life.
You know, he had a screamer against West Brom. I think we did lose the game, but he had a screamer at home against West Brom. Goals against Chelsea and good assists against the Mags as well. Just some comments in there with 2, 4, 5, 4, 5. So they had him in about the same position as yourselves here. So number 4,
Wayne Rooney on at boxing as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Didn't take him on; he beat him.
Beat him, man.
Yeah, number 4 is Luke O'Nien, of course, for a season and a half. Did play at right back for Sunderland. I know he's not on the same probably playing level as these 3, but it's how good of a job he did for us at fullback in that first and half of the second League One season for us.
Yeah, I was going to say it's the third season he kind of converted to centre back, didn't he?
He did.
Centre-back and then played midfield
put 1, Alan Gardner's 8, James Bowen 5, 7, 5, 6, 6, 6.
He did a job there, wasn't he? But he's more done a better job at centre half. So as a full back, I would probably have him further down.
I'd say 6.
He did keep the 2 fullbacks out of the team as a not a fullback.
I mean, that is very true. And he got a fair few assists from fullback as well, actually.
I'd still say 6.
I'd say 6 would be about fair.
Okay. Yeah. We'll go with that. That seems to be where the general consensus of the comments is sort of averaging around on there. We've got a lot of 7s, 5s.
And I mean, it was worth it just to see Jam's side video where he goes, Luke, I love you. Luke, I love you. Look at Luke when he's taking the throw in against Accrington.
Number 5. Current player Trey Hume, 18 appearances for us. Northern Irish right back, also captain sometimes of Northern Ireland as well.
Got to be 1 or 2, won't he? Got to be 1 or 2, I think.
2's gone, 3's gone, 4's gone.
I'm happy to put him at number 1. At least then, whatever happens, number 1's gone to someone good this time. Yeah. So go on at number 1. I love Trey Hume.
Okay, so just so you know, we're halfway through. So number 1 is Trey Hume, number 2 is Danny Rose, 3 Julio Arca, 4 Phil Bardsley, and 6 is Luke O'Nien.
So we've got 5, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Comments seem to sort of agree that with your position, I think you've got 1 left. But Emma did say a different number because I think it's like, well, who have you got coming up next? And also in his position as a right back was Chris Macon in at number
he was
6.
solid now, wasn't he?
Yeah.
What we got left? What's the highest number?
5, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Got to be 5 or 7, Mike, Lenny.
I'd say 7 just in case I'm feeling someone might be better
coming
up.
Okay.
Callum McFadzean probably. I'm waiting. If Callum McFadzean's not on this list, I'm surprised.
Number 7, DeAndre Yedlin. 1 season on loan for us as well.
Yeah, he was okay. He was all right.
I'd put him bottom. Went to the man, so I'd put him bottom.
That's kind of why I put him in there to see if
he would do that. I'll go 9. I'll go 9 for that very reason. I actually didn't mind him, but yeah, number 9 just for the fact he went.
That assist against Chelsea, though, I will say, the one where he skipped past 2 players, crossed it for Defoe's winner.
That's why he's not 10.
Yeah, that's that one. Number 8, Michael Gray.
Oh.
And you've got 5, 8, and 10.
It's got to be 5, honey.
Go for it.
It's got to be 5. He would have been high for me because I thought he was really good.
Yeah.
Him and Alan Johnson down the left-hand side were class, but 9.
So to be clear, we've got 8 and 10 left.
8 and 10 left.
Noddy McQuilly
here. Yeah. I've kind of gone for, as you can tell, all good players who we have fond memories for as well. Number 9, George McCartney.
10.
Yeah, I would have done that as well.
He was fucking shite.
They always said, he's decent, solid.
See, Wayne, now remember when you said DeAndre Yedlin 10 for the Mags? You're quite glad I saved to put him at number 9 now.
I always thought George McCartney was one of those people talked about like he was great, but he really wasn't. I hope
the next one's another Hume.
Is it Denver Hume?
Denver Hume.
So the last one is Patrick Van Aanholt.
I had a feeling it was going to be either him or Alonso were going to be in there.
Yeah.
I liked him. He was great and all.
I
So
think he was
he's
one of those that, apart from under Allardyce, I thought he was very shaky defensively, but my God, he was blistering going forward.
Going forward, he was brilliant, wasn't he?
But it's funny how that's
just
how good a
playing
coach
there.
Allardyce was, though, because he got Patrick Van Aanholt to actually become a good defender,
Exactly.
and then Moyes came in and then just made him lose all of it.
Yeah.
But you know,
I mean, everyone was agreeing with you about McCartney for 10, but just to go with the list, so you can have a feeling of like if you would swap any around here. But we've got number 1 Hume, 2 Danny Rose, 3 Arca, 4 Bardsley, 5 Michael Gray, 6 Luke O'Nien, 7 Chris Makin, 8 Van Aanholt, 9 Yedlin, and 10 George McCartney. Any of them, you not that I'm allowing you to, but just that you would have.
I'm reasonably content with that list.
I was going to say that's not a bad list. That, to be fair, not
Even
a bad
Van
list.
Aanholt,
Maybe the only
I
one
would-
maybe the only ones maybe put O'Nien behind Van Aanholt, really, but bear in mind it is a blind ranking, so
Van Aanholt would move up to like 6 or so.
something
Yeah.
like that, and then O'Nien would be like 7 or something. That's the only thing I'd maybe slightly change if we could have done, but obviously.
It's the heart. Or
Have you
nine's
seen
like
Alan
the heart of
Gardner's
the head.
comment? Sorry, guys. Have you seen Alan Gardner's comment? McCartney was really good when he was on the bench.
Yeah, exactly. Who was it hit? Lee put it's a
Bench
better
warmer
list than
FC.
Lee put it was a better list than last week. So we'll just remind everyone of last week's one of your midfielders, where number 1 was Didier and Dong, number 2 was Stefan Sessegnon, 3 was Darren Gibson, 4 was Steve Malbronk, 7 Zendin, 6 Larson, 7 was Key, 8 was Jack Rodwell, 9 was Zinedine Kilban, and 10 was Lee Clark, because you kept it up with the mag at the bottom of the list, of course.
Yeah, it's not our finest there with that, to be fair.
No, exactly.
But
I wonder
on
if he
George
could have done that
McCartney,
list with- I wonder if he could have done that list, but with players who play for both Newcastle and Sunderland.
probably could,
Yeah.
eh?
Save that, maybe. Wayne will do that as well.
We've already got one already. DeAndre Edlin, there you go.
Yeah.
Do you remember the cover was in Stephen Taylor when he says something like, I'd rather work in a post office than join Sunderland, and not one of their players will get into our team. Jack Colback, he's some young you know. Just a fair few ex-Mackems, you know. That's just saying, Stephen, just saying. Last week was Mike's influence. James Bones literally just said that. Oh,
So,
mate.
last bit, should we go through some of the questions in the comments? Quick
let's
fire
go on
through.
then. Let's go
So,
for it.
first comment was Mark Reed. He says, where is it there? Well done, the lads. Till the end, Robbie's goal was excellent and hope he scores more. If you look at his legs where he runs off afterwards, his legs are massive. It's a comment, really. It's not really a question mark, get it right? But yes, they are.
You're on him now.
No, they're fucking huge legs, aren't they?
Is he a Jack Greenish?
Well, they're calves. These were like his tree trunk thighs.
To be
you
fair,
know?
he's
But
got
wasn't there a picture of him in training where his thighs were? There was a picture of him.
Think all the lads just stare at him, just go, "Oh, your thighs."
I do that when Ballard and Xhaka walk out. I'm like,
understandable.
Mark Reed also put Reggie Debris is amazing, and we're lucky to keep him next season. On Xhaka, he's leading from the front, but can we still be as good if he misses a game or, God forbid, gets injured?
Well, that's the thing, innit? We've now got Siddiqui and Xhaka both on 4 yellows, haven't we? Which, as it gets closer to the man's game, I hope they both take one for the team and get them out the way.
They've got 3 games left to deliberately get carded, is what
That's what I was going to say, because I watched for anyone who doesn't watch them, Conor Bromley and Alt Ending, they do a sort of a feature together every week, and there was a point they made that I thought was actually quite interesting. That would you want? How would you approach that? And obviously, in an ideal world, in an ideal world, neither of them get a yellow card for like the next 8 games. But that's not going to happen, is it? You know, so it's thinking, all right, then, if that's the case, then do you if you had to have a choice for them to pick up their 5th yellow card, is it away at Liverpool, for example, then they miss Man City but back for the Mags, or is it home to Bournemouth so they miss Liverpool but back for City? Like, you know, what do you do in that situation?
I'd stagger them. Get one against Fulham.
Yeah.
The one that
I'll be like, Jackie, just don't foul anyone in Fulham. I don't care what happens. But Siddiqui, you clip somebody, you know, and go from there.
The weird thing is for me, because
it's like,
yeah. What I was going to say was they're both going to be available for Fulham, at least, unless they get injured. At least they're going to be. So that's a good thing. So I think Fulham's a game that, especially with what we've got coming up in December, fixture-wise, I think Fulham's a game we could do with getting a good result in. So, but yeah, I'm saying I think
a bit of a rocky patch as well at the minute. So you never know. We could.
Well, that's it. Yeah, I mean,
there
I played Marco Silva before then. I don't know.
Who knows?
But
And
James
then,
agreed with them what you said. I think it was where one gets one against Fulham and the other for Bournemouth. So
yeah,
it's like,
if I was going to leave it late, it'd be Liverpool to get them against Liverpool.
that's
and
the
miss
latest you'd want them getting their fifth yellow, wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly. And they both missed that game, and but then you don't want to miss it both at the same time because you're almost then going right, no midfield. So you sort of want one against, say, Bournemouth.
Are you talking about Dan Neil and Chris Rigg?
Yeah. Anyway, we'll move on from that. Elliot Copeland's put, how do you think the game against the Mags will play out, hopefully, and also your boys' prediction on where we'll finish the league? Well, we'll talk more on we've got a big specials coming up for the Mags, so Elliot, we'll keep tuning in. We'll get to that one. But league position then, Michael.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll quickly answer what I think as of right now about the Mags, because that could change. A lot of that could change depending on injuries.
We'll play it later on as well, but go on then. Yeah.
All right, fine. I predict the Mags will be Saudi Arabian bastards. I think that they will be very arrogant. Yeah. Okay, no. League position. Are we talking an area of the league, or does it have to be a nailed-on single league position?
I'll let you have like 3. So if you went like 8 to 10 or something like that.
Okay, I'd say 9th to 12th, something like that. That around that sort of region. I think that I do stand by what I've said, that I still think the immediate target is to get the 40 points as quick as possible. But I think I've got enough faith now that unless we get a catalogue of long-term injuries, I think I have enough faith we will be all right.
Yeah, I think so.
Essentially, we need to get 21 points in 27 games, I think it is. So, I think we're going to be more. I think we should be more than good enough to achieve that at the bare minimum.
Yeah, I think I probably agree with that, Michael. I'm even more confident now into this spell over Christmas where we've got a really tough run of games. I think we'll be fine. I've probably gone about 7 to 10.
Yeah, I'm sitting there somewhere like 8 to 11 sort of thing at the moment.
The DNGs will suddenly become overconfident, didn't we? That's the thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to be too overconfident.
No, me neither.
Actually, do you know what? 14th to 17th. I'll be that guy that just keeps it going.
Yeah.
Just I'm roping
Who would have thought we would be the most optimistic of the three of us?
Oh, no, do you mean?
James Bowens and Ian Brown both ask a very similar question, which is how much is Ballard worth? And Ian Brown puts, do we have a sell-on for Ballard? So I don't think we do have a sell-on for Ballard.
We might do. I think we would have signed him. What was it? 2 million we signed him for when we came up.
He never played a game for them, so it's very bizarre that they would have gone.
Yeah, but Arsenal would view him at least as someone that they could get a bit of money from via a sell-on. Maybe. So I don't know. I mean, I hope not, but I wouldn't be surprised if we did.
I think we'd have heard about it by now. You'd
like to think, yeah, you'd think so, I suppose. I mean, but there hasn't been any concrete links linking him away, though, has there?
No.
If a player signs a new contract, does that sell-on clause get renegotiated as well? Does it
no, that's an agreement between the clubs for the player and what have you like that there. So, but you might be able to do something where it's like, oh, we'll give you this much more money and your bonus, but you have to sacrifice half of your bonus, if you leave, and we have to pay this. You can do other things with that, but no, the agreement between the clubs stays regardless of what deal they're on at the club. Unless he leaves you on a free, then you expire that sort of thing there.
So strategically, just let him go for free and then just re-sign him on a long-term contract.
Re-sign him. But just on that, a quick one. So is there a chance now where we could become a victim of our own success, where come January, and let's say we're still top 5, you've now got, top clubs could now be coming for the likes of Ballard.
Well, Steve and Ollie show put a question in about that one as well. It was Lee put a question about that. So I thought I was going to keep that one for next week because obviously we don't have a game to talk about potential injuries. So the ones that have been like 10 o'clock onwards, I'm going to take a screenshot of and we'll use them.
Yeah, that's fine. I'd quickly highlight a comment Michael Ken's put on mine. It said, disappointed you lads laughing at Rigg and Neil coming in. We have moved on. Oh, it's disappeared off the screen. But it's basically like moved on, yes, but a little respect. Yeah, they were big in getting us here. To be fair, I wasn't laughing at the idea of I don't think that's entirely fair. I wasn't laughing at the idea of them playing, because I actually rate both players. I was just the reason I was laughing because I was thinking about what Mike would say, actually, if he was here, about the idea of Dan Neil playing in midfield. That's what made us laugh. I rate both players.
Well, to be fair, Rigg's done that round when he's played, to be fair. He's more than held his own, and we haven't seen Dan Neil yet, so...
Exactly, so we don't know definitively one way or another how good he is in the Premier League.
Depends how comfortable we are continuing with this 5, because they seem to be doing really well in it and it really suits us. Yeah. So it might be something where we just carry on doing it because we tend to invert into the midfield anyway. So it's not like we're actually just sat very rigid 5 at the back at all times. but we're definitely there for, the bits that might be that we actually don't need as many midfielders as we thought we were going to need.
It would be nice to get up in games, where you might get a couple of goals up and you've got half an hour left. Then to bring likes of Dan Neil on to ease him in slowly into the Premier League.
Yeah. But remember, it might be that one game we have Siddiqui and Neil/Rig, and the other one Xhaka and Neil/Rig. So one way or another, they're going to get exposure in the next 6 weeks or so, 2 months.
I'll keep changing. Go on, sorry, Wayne.
I'm just and like we've been saying, these players are training every day with Granit Xhaka and all them. So that's got to. I know there's nothing like playing, but just training with the standards he brings, it's got to improve you as a player. Got to have.
You're right. I think so.
Yeah. Sorry, I was reading the comment at the same time you were speaking, so apologies. But I'm going to keep the rest for the next show because Changing Crisis have got a good one about points in Fulham and Bournemouth. Sportscast has got one about, Gatreda's doing well. Does Alderete come straight back in? SJ's got one about Diarra and AFCON, which I'm sure we'll mention about other players, and especially once we've seen if they've picked up any injuries from this one. Lee's got a good one, which you were saying, Wayne, about January, and do we look like a tasty snack that they can come get players from? Steve and Ollie, what's our strengths in January, and then who replaces them in the midfield from SJ as well. So I think we'll keep those ones for the start of next week because we don't have a game to talk about at the start before we get to Fulham anyway. So, and we're pretty much hitting the time for Wayne's bed, but I meant the end of the show as well. I don't think I've got any. Have I got any memes I didn't use? No, I had one of this one here, which was our stats this season. I
did see that.
Yeah. Goals conceded, joint second, expected goals against 4, set pieces, goals conceded 2, clean sheets 3. But then you can see we've mentioned this several times as well about how we don't create lots of chances. Going forward, and that's probably our weakness. But can you say a weakness when we're on 19 points out of 33?
Is it more a quantity of chances, lack of quantity chances, but the chances we do create are big ones?
Yes,
that's what I'd say.
We put away most of our chances. Yeah, we don't have we're never going to pepper a keeper 7 or 8 times in a game, but we will get 2 or 3 shots off against a keeper every time.
Another thing you got to bear in mind, I think there was another stat, and it was before Forest Leeds, and it was something like Forest and Leeds are the 2 bottom clubs, I think it was, for conversion rate or whatever it was. They don't tend to take their chances, and I think that apparently it was James Bourne's made a good point there. Sunderland basically efficient, and you couldn't be much better than that in the first year back in the Premier League as a promoted club with a financial disadvantage with PSR. But I was looking at Forest Leeds, and I think that there was a stat again that was
Wayne, give away.
Which one are you talking about? Yeah. What I was going to say was, actually, if I remember rightly, Sky Sports put the stat up, and it said something like, apart from when Southampton finished 8th, the year we went down under Moyes, every club that has performed to a similar level in terms of shot conversion rate, I think it was like 7.4 or 7.6 or whatever, it was around that region. Apart from Southampton in 16-17, every club mentioned in that list got relegated. So it got us thinking about what Sunderland's shot conversion rate would be, because that it should be reasonably high then, because if that's the case, if we don't create as many as many quantity of chances, but we create really big quality ones, if we're efficient at taking them, we should be quite high in shot conversion rate.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then the last one, which is Sunderland have recovered the most points from losing positions this season with 9, with yet another one against Arsenal. Going back to the Peter Drury's comments of, we will not be beaten.
Absolutely.
But I think we're out. We're done. Are we done, lads? We're out of time.
I'd say so.
A 4-hour stream tonight. Wayne wants to go to bed. Enjoy his holiday tomorrow. Yeah. It said 10 to 9, the whole thing, that clock.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Conrad, Wayne did... To be fair, Wayne did keep going till the end. So
yeah,
exactly.
Oh,
that was a good one. Who was that now? Hooked? I like that comment.
Yeah, hooked at half time.
Cracking show, lads. I am now hooked. Oh, thanks very much, mate.
Well, Bailey's on our leaderboard for prediction. So actually, last week, just while I said 1-1, Bowers said 1-1, Wayne said 0-0, and obviously it was a draw, but it was a goal fest of a draw. So none of us got on the leaderboard. But 2 people did join it, which I believe is Johnny Cool, who might have got a second point because he's down there at the bottom. And Lee, our winner last year, got a point, so he joins on. But I haven't added... Oh, no, Lee's already up there as well in 9th. So he actually joins on to 2. So Johnny and Lee join the top sort of 7 that it is now. We're not on there yet. Oh no, Michael Bowers is on there, and
I
Mike's
got
on
the
there.
score
Wayne,
against Everton right. So.
we've got to try harder, it seems.
I must try harder.
What score did Mike get right?
At West Ham, first game of the season.
Of course he
Did
did.
he?
Which kind of annoyed me because I said 2-1. So when Roos tipped that Callum Wilson one over in the 92nd minute, and then we went up and scored, I was a bit like,
Wayne Conrad's been a selfish look. He's been a selfish bastard tonight because he's got like I'd rather that went 2-1 for my prediction rather than Michael's heart rate and his health because of Sunderland.
He's so smug when he's right, isn't he? Though we will see.
Yeah.
But thank you everyone for watching and putting up with us, shall we say, for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It's been fun. And Wayne especially coming through on holiday. He's getting a look probably off the missus being like, "Are you done yet? Like, is it finished?" Yeah, just
like that.
Get off. Yeah.
Just like you do what I do at the game when someone's time wasted.
So, from me on my end, please subscribe to Wayne, Only Fools and SCFC, and please subscribe to Michael Bowers, the great Sunderland YouTubers. And me and Mike would almost be doing nout if it wasn't for these two coming on and joining with us as well. So yeah, please do go over and subscribe to these two. It'd be really good of you.
And thanks very much to the Conrad and Mike at Blackcast TV. Without them, we wouldn't be on here. So like I said, it's a really good, and it's good that people seem to start liking it. And remember, subscribe listen on Spotify as well. Subscribe there as well. Fantastic, and as you can see, those beautiful meme pictures
tonight, aren't I?
I know you're really on to it now. You just need the Mr. Blobby
no
thing.
Super chats though to help me with my laptop. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, but yeah, subscribe to all channels mentioned, obviously on Spotify as well. And Wayne, let you have the last word.
Yeah. Just to echo what you've both said. Fantastic show, fantastic set of lads. Love doing it. Like I say, I'm on all this, but still wouldn't have missed it for the world. So happy days. Subscribe to Michael. Subscribe to Black Cats TV. And the numbers on Spotify are going up week on week and week, so that's good to see as well. So we'll keep our heading across there, and we'll see you across there. But thank you very much.
See you all later on. Bye-bye.
Take care, everyone.
Got Conrad on the mic, got Bowers on the keys, got Wayne with the banter, and it's all about me. Midweek Mackems, your weekly dose of chaos. Midweek Mackems, we're back to take the crown. I know it's hard to get along with the league being so strong, but don't you worry now, just sit back and listen to the song. Midweek Mackems, your weekly dose of chaos. Midweek Mackems, we're